Hey everyone, good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Darrell Winninger from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center, and across our Tri-County area of Central Oregon today, we've already had a lot of thunderstorm activity. This is not over. In fact, the next couple of afternoons bring a continued chance for more PM showers and thunderstorms. Now, when we go ahead and look outside across the high desert, there is a whole lot of cloud cover. You can see some of the downdrafts from a couple of these thunderstorms off in the distance, and so let's take a deep dive into your most reliable forecast. Look at what has been happening, how it's impacting us, and what's going to happen next, and really when the next big change up in our weather pattern is. We're going to cover all of that and more here in the next several minutes. Let's start off with where we're sitting right now. Across, or in and around Central Oregon, I should say, we've had more than 450 lightning strikes. Granted, a lot of those were just over my head in this, and on the other side of the St. Anne Pass. But here through Central Oregon, we've actually had a couple of thunderstorms that have been capable of producing frequent lightning. In the Greater Bend area, where a thunderstorm just rolled through, we have, it looks like, about 60 lightning strikes just in the last couple of hours. There's another thunderstorm that's working its way into Jefferson County. That one, another 60 lightning strikes. Some of that over Wasco County, where we're tracking a couple of different fires that are burning. So hopefully this rain is helping firefighting efforts. However, with lightning comes more fire potential, so it's something we're continuing to track from all different angles. Now, satellite and radar does show where these showers and thunderstorms have been rolling through, and it looks like the one that just pushed through Bend is starting to fizzle out. However, that core is sitting over Tumalo right now, and it could be working its way towards Sisters or Cloverdale. So it's something that we have been monitoring this afternoon, and we're going to continue to track. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this is all part of a system that's just offshore, and that low is rolling in over the northern California coastline and southwestern Oregon coastline, or the southern Oregon coastline, I should say, and that is going to bring us even more moisture and instability through the next several days. Now, you notice that typically a low rolls in and rolls right back out. This one is kind of parking it over the region and staying put for a couple of days. So let's switch gears. Let's look at infrared satellite imagery. And I've also thrown some isobars on there, equal lines of pressure, so we can really see what's going on. Our center of circulation for this low pressure is just off the North California coastline. And when you look closer at Central Oregon, number one, the enhanced infrared satellite imagery, that enhancement really picks out those tall thunderstorm clouds. And we have a couple of them getting in the oranges through the Tri-County area. Once they start to turn red, that means we have really tall and really vertically developed thunderstorm clouds. Another thing that this graphic is actually showing us is where you have the tightened isobars. The isobars that are stacked right on top of each other, we call that a steep gradient. And what it's really showing us is that winds are getting breezy in those areas. So through Central Oregon, stronger gusts are expected through the next couple of hours, really until this starts to fizzle out, and then by tomorrow it comes back into play. So when we look at the bigger picture, outside of our low pressure that's just off the coastline, there's a broad ridge of high pressure out over the Pacific Ocean, and that will start to build in after our low fizzles out. So what that means is we have a couple days where we have these PM thunderstorms, increased instability through the Tri-County area because of this low that's pumping in even more Pacific moisture to the region. But once that fizzles out and starts its eastward trek, which is going to be in a couple of days, that's when we start to see the impacts of this high pressure building into the region. And this high pressure is going to bring more sunshine. Temperatures start to rebound, and there will be a few more changes, including just a light breeze, until our next system rolls into the region, which isn't going to be too far off. It's more likely going to be along the lines of later on this weekend. So let's go ahead and look at a forecast model really quickly. Scattered thunderstorms that have been pushing through the high desert start to fizzle out in the next couple of hours, but it actually looks like we could get one more wave if this forecast model, this high resolution model, holds true. So I'm going to go into this, and we're going to take this little by little, almost hour by hour. By between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m., those thunderstorms working their way through the Tri-County area, that's the last wave before we just get some scattered showers during the overnight hours. Then By Tuesday, during the AM hours, some periods of clearing after sunrise, and then by Tuesday afternoon, another round of scattered thunderstorms is expected. So this pattern isn't done yet. It even continues on Wednesday with a few more thunderstorms that, depending on where they land, where they track over, we could see some locations, some cities actually getting more thunderstorm activity by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday as well. Now, let's look at a couple other cameras across the high desert. These are courtesy the Oregon Hazards Lab, and they actually show where there is some haze, where there's some smoke, where lightning strikes have really happened. They're zooming in to see if there's any potential for fire starts, and right now it doesn't look too bad, although it is hazy. And some of that reduced visibility is coming from the thunderstorm activity and the downpours that are really keeping us from seeing much past where that rain actually is. Now, when we go ahead and focus on air quality, most of us are good to moderate, and this is partly due to the thunderstorm activity that's rolling through. It helps to clear out the air, but on the other side of that, on the flip side of that, we have an increased risk of lightning-started fire. So we are continuing to track that. Now, through southern half of Crook County and eastern Deschutes County, we have very dry conditions, but where these thunderstorms have been rolling through, they're pulling up that relative humidity. Meanwhile, when it comes to temperatures in the last 24 hours, we've topped out in the 80s and some 70s. But because of the thunderstorms, some rain-cooled action has been going on. Currently, we're sitting in the 60s and 70s as of 4:48, with a few 80s on the map where the thunderstorms haven't really reached. This represents a temperature change between 9 degrees cooler and 1 degree warmer than 24 hours ago. Now, by tomorrow, another dip in temperatures is expected. Instead of 70s with a few 80s, we're looking at 60s and 70s across the high desert, and I do think more 60s are going to be possible depending on what time tomorrow's shower and thunderstorm activity starts up. If it starts earlier in the day like I think it will, with scattered showers becoming thunderstorm development, that's when we could see temperatures mostly in the 60s with a few 70s. But if that thunderstorm and shower activity holds off, the development of it holds off, that's when we could be getting warmer. So ultimately, we are looking at a school bus forecast showing a little cooler to start and some periods of clearing through the AM hours. By the afternoon, scattered showers, more PM thunderstorms, a dip in temperatures, highs in the 60s with some 70s for highs. Now, this chance of wetter conditions, these thunderstorm chances also during each afternoon continue through Wednesday. By Thursday, we get a break in the active weather pattern. By Friday and Saturday, a warm-up just before. Some long-range forecast models show another system rolling in for the weekend, and I do have a long-range forecast model in it. We'll get into it and analyze it here in the next couple of minutes. But ultimately, your forecast model, the one I typically use on air every night, it actually shows that low off the northern California coastline, continuing to bring us even more Pacific moisture. Through Tuesday, scattered showers and thunderstorms expected. Through Wednesday, a chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Not as widespread as we're looking at today and tomorrow. Then by Thursday, a little bit of a break between systems. By Friday, we start to see a little more sunshine. So now we're up to the GFS. This is that long-range forecast model. It's not its high resolution, but it goes out a lot further and helps us paint a picture of what's going to happen later in the 7-day planner. And it looks like by Friday, a mixture of sunshine and cloud covers, the more clouds rolling in late. By Saturday, it does look like it's going to be partly cloudy. And this forecast model, this run, does not show much at all in the way of precipitation chances Saturday and Sunday, but others have been. Others are showing that next system rolling in through Sunday, so we could actually see a change up in this forecast by the time we get to tomorrow. Typically, when there's a big change in the forecast, what I like to do is see if it repeats itself for a couple of model runs, and if it does, then I'll definitely change it, but as of right now, there is a chance of some showers by the time we get to Sunday, Saturday night and Sunday. And our forecast model shows that by 7 a.m. tomorrow, most of us still getting a little more wet, and then through Tuesday, more showers, some thunderstorms setting up, and by Wednesday, a little bit more precipitation is expected. So wind gusts at the moment are between 10 and 20 miles per hour, so not too bad, coming out of the northwest and west. Where you see those green areas around Sisters, Tumalo, getting into Bend, that's where we have 20 plus mile per hour gusts. Actual wind speeds are more like 5 to 15 miles per hour, and here through the next couple of hours it will be breezy at times, and then we taper off overnight. By Tuesday, when thunderstorm activity is expected, wind speeds pick up again, and winds are going to be breezy Wednesday and Thursday. So for tonight, expect 40s and 50s with a few 30s out there. By tomorrow, we're looking at 60s and 70s across the high desert. Remember, more rain equals more rain-cooled action equals temperatures not getting as high as they typically would. On top of that, we're going to have more cloud cover with only periods of clearing, so temperatures stay well below average for this time of the year. An average is 81 for a high. We're going to be 10 plus degrees cooler than that through Thursday. Then by Friday and Saturday, we get that break between systems. Temperatures start to come up. If we get rain on Sunday, the temperatures dip back down. If not, they're actually going to continue to climb up. So it's something I'll be following as I continue to track the development of Sunday's system, which the latest forecast model guidance doesn't have it, but the last couple did. And so it's something I'll continue to track with you. Here's what we are keeping an eye on, our weather headlines for this Monday, September the 8th. More thunderstorms are on the way the next couple of afternoons, so we are not done yet. And with the potential of dry lightning, fire danger remains elevated, and below average temperatures are expected through the next several days. And ultimately, we are still looking at more thunderstorms this afternoon or this evening. As of right now, it doesn't look too bad. There is a single thunderstorm between Tumlo and Sisters continuing to work its way to the north and northwest. There's also a cell just to the east of Madras and several over the Cascades. Now, when we look a little further to the south, not too much going on, so not a lot headed our way except for what's already over Central Oregon. But I will definitely keep my eye on radar for you and let you know if there are any changes to that. That's the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News. We'll have the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. Remember, Monday Night Football is starting up, so we have a schedule that's changed up. We have an ABC show, a CBS show from 5 to 5:30. Also from 6 to 7, and then we'll be live on ABC right after the game for 30 minutes, and then at 11 o'clock once again. So that's it. Y'all have a good evening, and I hope you don't get too wet, but remember, if thunder roars, go indoors. Also, let me know if you get any pictures or video, especially if you get any of the small hail that is going to be possible. That's it. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one.